Hi everybody, and welcome to this season's premiere of Susan's Kitchen. The aim of this show is to take you through a wonderful journey that is exquisite and tantalizing and fun. It's a journey of cultures, it's a journey of experiences. I mean, how many of you know how to make your own pasta from scratch? You do it at home yourself, not the ones we buy from the packet. You know, we'll be teaching you wonderful things like that. That's Italian, we're Kenyan, so what? It all tastes good, and that's what food's all about. For today, we're going to show you how to do a wonderful githeri. You might think githeri is boring, but actually githeri is fantastic. I'm going to show you how to jazz it up. And then it's going to go with some balls that we're going to make. We're going to bake them, and it's going to go with some wonderful salad at the end just to tie the whole thing together. It's going to be delicious. Welcome to the show. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a wonderful githeri. Githeri is healthy for you. You know, it's the two main ingredients are the beans and the maize. And then you can do them as you like. So I'm going to show you through this, you know, as we continue with the show, I'm going to show you different ways of doing nice githeri. So you don't tell me that you're bored with your githeri. First, I'm going to turn on my heat, but you want the heat on low. And the reason you want the heat on low is because we're using butter. It is just the normal that we're used to, you know, the maize and the beans, but this has cheese in it. So it's githeri with cheese, and you're going to like it. It's delicious with butter. The cheese and the butter help it become really creamy and you know, taste really, you know, really good when you eat it. So you please watch and see what I'm doing. So I've put the heat on, and then I need a little bit of butter. Now, when it comes to oil, you know, butter is a fat. Whether you use vegetable oil, whether you use butter, remember that they're all fats. So you want to be not too generous with them. Not too generous because they're all fats, right? So I'm going to put just a little bit. And this butter is going to help with the taste. Now, while that melts, I'm going to throw in onion. I've got onion. Ooh, onion's nice. It smells... Onion just smells wonderful, and it adds to your food good smell, and it adds very good taste, of course. So onions. I'm going to let that just catch heat, and the onions are just going to soften up a little bit. We don't want them to brown. Now, while that is just softening up for us, we're going to do bananas. These are the green banana. It is the raw banana we call matoke. And the way to do these is once you peel and you cut into the flesh over there, there's going to be sap coming out of the skin. So in order for that sap not to stick onto your hands and make a mess on your hands and the knife, you take a little bit of oil. I like to use liquid vegetable oil, and you rub it on your hands and you rub it on the knife. Then you take your banana and peel it. Peel it like this. Get to the end and cut a square off. Peel it. When you peel banana, don't go deep into the flesh. You want to see some of this green, as I have here. Because if you know, that's the size of the banana. So if you peel really deep inside, you're losing a lot of it. You're wasting it. So keep it up close to the skin. Keep it up close to the skin. And you want to go around and around. And the idea is just to get the skin off. Right. And then you go back again and you take off the little bits. Now, when you're working with green banana, you must, once you've peeled it, you must stick it into the water real quick because it turns black. You see that? You see right there, along here? It turns black. So once you've done this with your banana, you want to keep it in water and submerge it in water so that it doesn't color dark, okay? I'll show you what to do now is cut them into pieces about 1 inch long, all right? So you're going to do something like that, not too big. You can actually do the bananas as you wish. If you want to leave them whole, you can. If you want to do them in half like this, that's okay. I do them smaller so that they cook faster. All right? If you cut things small, they cook faster. All right. When you're cooking, it's a good idea to have a kettle. I see people who, you have a soufriere, you want to make a gravy, for example, and you put water out of the tap into the soufriere and you wait for it to boil, and then you don't even cover it. It'll take forever, and if you're using gas like this, it'll take a long time, and you're not saving on energy. So the best way to do it is to take your kettle. You've boiled your water, it's much faster to boil in here, and then pour whatever you need into the pot, and the pot's already hot. So you're saving on energy. What I usually do is I take a pot, take my Ramptons. This is a Ramptons kettle. And I like this one because it's quite big. It's a 1.7. So you boil your water and you've got enough water to do all your cooking, all in there. It's really nice. All right, in here. Next thing to do is to put in your tomato puree. And your garlic. This is garlic that's been nicely chopped up. Put in the garlic. And then give that a mix. Okay? And then after that, take your bananas. And put your bananas right out of the water. Put them in there. From here, I'm going to add in water. I'm going to add in, this is ready hot water. Just enough, you need just enough in there to submerge, keep the bananas underwater. Then of course, cover it. You want to cover it. You're going to cover it and you're going to let that liquid catch a boil. Well, now I want to open this up and see what's happening in there. Did you hear that? Can you hear it boiling? Huh? It's boiling away. Look at these bananas. Look at the color from the tomatoes. Isn't that great? That's a tomato puree. That's what it does for you. It thickens your gravy and it adds color. Very nice. I'm going to use a knife just to poke at those bananas to see if they're done. If you poke with a fork or a knife and it goes in soft and nice, then it's ready. You don't want the bananas to get mushy. So the next point is to put in some maize. When you do githeri, you want to use, the white maize that we get in the shops. There is the yellow corn, which you get in the shops, which you can use for githeri, but that's for another time. And to save time in the kitchen, you want to do the maize and the beans ahead of time, because you can freeze them. Because otherwise it takes you forever to do your githeri. You want to do these ahead of time. Let's see how much that is. I don't want to do too much maize. There's some people who like githeri with a lot of maize, like my mum does. She puts like this much maize, and she puts like this much beans. I do it the other way. That much beans, and this much maize. Okay, but it's up to you how you want to do it, okay? But as long as you have the two of them in there. Right, red kidney beans, ready cooked. Ready cooked. So that it doesn't take you a long time. At this point, we're going to do Royco. Let me show you how Royco works. Because a lot of us do the Royco wrong. I'm going to cover this. Remember, covering helps to conserve energy, so cover. Take your Royco. You need about a teaspoon or so. Level teaspoon. This is something else I have to tell you. A teaspoon is not like this. It's not like that. That's not a teaspoon. That's too much. You want to level off your teaspoon, okay? So level it off, and then of course the teaspoons, some are bigger, some are smaller. But just keep it level. That's about how much you need. Royco is good for two things. It thickens your gravy and it colors. Add in a little water to the Royco. And please, your water's got to be cold. Okay, the water that you put in here, what you've just seen me put, is cold water. Don't use this from the kettle, because what you'll get is lumps, and you don't want the lumps. So you've mixed your Royco. Did you see the change of color? See that? The powder's like a white. It's like whitish, and then once you mix it with water, because it's got some spicing in it too. So this is it, and you want it to be runny just like this, right? Just like that. And you're going to put this now inside your mix. inside the mix. Woohoo! It's smelling nice. Can you smell it? Smells good. Right, just let that thicken just a little bit. Keep your Royco nicely covered because it's a powder. Don't leave it sitting around the house like this because it's going to get moist. And once it gets moist, it's going to lump up and give you all kinds of problems. Right, give that just like a minute. All right, and I'm going to show you the secret ingredient. You know what that is, right? That's the cheese. Cheese is ready to eat. This is a cheddar cheese, and I like to go for a good quality cheese. Please do, because if you go for a cheap, bad quality cheese, then that's how your food's going to taste. So if you can, try and look for a nice cheddar. I like a mild cheddar, and you grate it just like this, and we're going to be putting that in just a little bit. But first, I'm going to turn that fire off, and then the wonderful stuff. Now with the cheese, take it easy because you'd rather go slow first, see how it tastes and how it looks and everything, and then you can adjust it. Okay, you see that? Look at the cheese, it's all, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. It's melted, you see? It's good enough for now. Please taste your food when you cook in the kitchen. Never, 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 never take food out to your guests without tasting it yourself first. Because you know, you don't want to make a big mess, right? So taste your food. And the reason you want to taste your food is just to see that the seasoning's right. Is the salt too much? Is it too little? Is the pepper too much? No? Right? So you want to taste it. So once you've put your cheese in, you notice I haven't put any salt into this dish because the cheese has salt in it. And the Royco is also a little bit salty. So you want to put your salt in if you're going to add anything at all. Put it in at the end after you've tasted it. And this is ready. This is ready. Isn't that nice? Okay. A sprinkling of dhania. And what I've done is kept the dhania in big, just take the leaves off. You don't have to chop it. Okay. And just throw it in there. And you can actually take it to the table like this. We're going to take a break and we'll come back and I'll show you how to serve this and take it out to your guests. Welcome back. You're watching Susan's Kitchen, and I am on the second dish. We are doing next baked chicken balls. Baked chicken balls, and the reason I say that is because most of us, when we do a meatball, it's a meatball, right? Most of us will fry the meat. We'll do the little balls and then we'll fry them. Now this way is baking because you want to keep away. How many times are we told to keep away from fried foods? Too much of them, yeah? So baked. Right, we start off with minced chicken. Drop that right in there. And then you need some bread. This is bread that I've just crumbled up. A little bit of onions. Onions are nice. And then some dhania. I've got some chopped dhania over here. It's sitting in a little bit of water. So I'm going to squeeze the water out and sprinkle it in there. This is chili, so go slow on the chili. You can leave out the chili if you don't want chili powder in there. I'm going to put just a little just to give you that little, when you eat it. Is that nice? This is masala, garam masala. Turmeric, you go slow because it's just for the color. You've got your ginger. And then you've got your garlic. Garlic, I love garlic. I like to put in lots of garlic. Right. And then I'm going to just start mixing that in. When you work with chicken mince, you'll find that it's a little bit more wet compared to beef mince, for example. The chicken is a softer meat. It's a lighter meat, so it's quite wet. Next, I'm going to take my egg. Take my egg and just drop it. Drop it in there. Something interesting I want to put in here is potato. This is potato that I've grated. And you see that? It's in small little shreds. But you want to squeeze it out. Squeeze out that liquid so it's not too runny. All right, you see that? It's nice and dry now. And then you crumble it. Put it in there and just crumble it. All right. And the way that you get the potato to be like that is to use one of these. This is a grater with all the different, different shapes on there. You use this. And what you want to do is just grate it like that. See that? And then what you get, that's what you get. Yeah? That's what you get. And then, of course, you want to squeeze it and get that liquid out. So give it a mix. Right. If you look at your balls and you find them just a little bit too wet, see, this is just a little bit wet, then what you do is you take some more bread and you crumble the bread right into it. Just crumble it. Just crumble it like this. Break it up. Mash it up, Mash it up with your fingers. Squash it up, scrunch it up. Give it a good stir. Give it a good mix. And if you want to, you can use your hands. You will have to use your hands anyway because you need to make the balls. Right. You need a baking tray. Something like this is good, it works. All right, this is one of those trays that comes from, right from the oven. You don't need to buy anything extra. That's a little oil. And what you do now is take a little of that oil and sort of just smear it onto the baking tray. Okay, and then you're going to have a little oil on your hands like that, just like that. And you take it in spoonfuls, not too big. Don't do your balls too big, just because they're nice to be able to hold and take a bite when you're eating it. So do it about this size, okay? And you make it even. Do your balls all even, right round about the same amount for each one amount of mix. Chicken mix, and then when you shape it about the same way. So they look alike. It's nice when they look uniform on your table. Now you're going to take your time and do several of these balls. You don't need to put them too close to each other on the tray. If you feel your mixture is too much and you don't want to use the whole thing, then you can freeze it. You can do maybe 10 pieces of ball or use half the mixture, and then the remaining you put in a plastic bag and put in the fridge. And it'll freeze it in the freezer section of the fridge. If you have not been watching Susan's Kitchen earlier on, I'll tell you what we've done. We've done a beautiful githeri, which is sitting right in here. And I'll be showing that in a little bit. And we left off before break with the balls. Remember those, the chicken balls? We're going to bake them. They go into the oven, 180 degrees. 180 degrees, and they sit in there for about 20-25 minutes, okay? Don't go too far because they cook fast. Chicken is a light meat and it cooks fast. And the next thing on the menu for today is a salad. It is a mix of a fruit salad and a little bit of spicing. First of all, you start with yogurt. This is plain yogurt. It's not strawberry, it's not, mango, it's not flavored, it's plain. And then into the yogurt, you'll put in just a little bit of sugar. This is just plain sugar. I'm just going to pinch because you don't want it. You don't want it to be really sweet because we're putting fruit in it. So it's just it's a flavor enhancer. These are cumin seeds. Can you see these? These are cumin seeds. They're lovely. They smell so good. And you can get them in the when they're ground, or you can use them like this. I like to use them like this because when you take a bite, you really taste it. They're not chili. Then a little bit of salt. All right, give it a mix. Bananas, beautiful bananas. These are ripe bananas. You slice them just before you're going to take this out, just before you do your yogurt mix, because of course, if you slice a banana and leave it open, it changes color. So do it at the end when you're just about to mix it in. If you have to do it a little bit before, sprinkle some lemon juice on it, so that onto the bananas, so that they don't change color. Okay, I'm not going to put in too much. And then gently mix, gently, so that you don't break the rounds, because you've got your nice banana rounds. And then I've got something yummy over here. These are grapes, the green grapes. And I like to buy the seedless grapes because I like to throw the whole thing into my mouth. And if you have seeds in them, a lot of our local, especially the red, the dark ones, they're seeded. They haven't, they've still got those inside. So you're busy crunching the seeds, which is okay, but these are nice. These are nice without seeds. And I like green for this one. So you take a few, just a handful, and you leave a little, because you can do some garnishing with that, you see? So you leave a little, and you give it a stir. Nice. Nice ripe bananas. They're excellent for us, They're so good for us. I mean, you should be eating 2 bananas every day. They're so good. Give it a mix. And then that's it. That's your salad. It's ready to go. All I need to do is a little bit of paprika. Here's a little paprika. But I'm going to do that at the end. And I'm going to use some of the cumin seeds at the end also. All right? So let's do some plating. I'll bring out the 3 dishes. Let's do some plating. Well, we've come to the end of the show, and I'm really sad, but I'm glad for it, and I'm glad that you joined me. We made 3 dishes today. I'll take you through them. We did agaveri. We started off with cheese, and it was delicious. Remember those ingredients we used? Then we made baked chicken balls in the oven, so there's no frying, so they're healthy and delicious. So you can eat 10 of them in one sitting, rather than eating 1 or 2 and you fry them because you're afraid of the oil, right? And then, of course, we made a salad, which is using yogurt and grapes. Very nice. It also used some spices in there, so it gives that wonderful contrast in taste. And what I would suggest you do when you're eating and serving this to your people is you start off with a fruit salad. The reason you want to start off with fruit salad is because the fruits are easily digested in the system. So you want to eat those first so that they get through and they're used up nicely. And then eat the heavier stuff afterwards. If you eat the heavier stuff first, and then the fruits later, then they sit on top of the heavy stuff and they don't get digested. They start fermenting in the system, and you don't want that, right? Right? So do it the other way. Do the fruits first, and then do your githeri, and do your balls, your nice chicken balls afterwards. My name is Susan Kamau, and thank you so much for watching. For the recipes, go to my website, www.kenyankitchen.co.ke, and also get the magazine, Kenyan Kitchen. It's in the supermarkets. Don't let anybody else tell you there's anything else. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.